In today's episode of the Tweet Show podcast, recap Monday Night Football, talk some other sports news, what's going on in the NFL, and then as well as talk some things outside of the sports world. Just a little bit about what's going on in my life. Nothing too crazy. That's like, Chandler, this is nothing interesting. I feel like this will be slightly interesting for the folks, at least for the viewers. That I think we'll find something interesting. Just be talking about my life just for a minute. But yeah, it should be a fun episode. And so with that all being said, we'll get started with today's episode. So like I sort of said on the top there in the intro, we're going to talk the NFL here real quick, and then we'll transition to outside of the sports world. But first things first, we'll talk about the Monday night game. So the Monday night game happened between the Lions and Ravens, and what we saw was that the Lions will be just fine, I think. After watching that game, I think the Lions are going to be just fine. Because like after what we watched from them on week 1 against the Packers, it's like, did they lose? By them losing Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, did they take a step back a little bit? Nope, I don't think so. I think Dan Campbell really did build a program there. He really built something there that regardless of who they lose, if they lose another offensive coordinator or another defensive coordinator or whatever coach that happens to leave them to go somewhere else, they'll be just fine because Dan Campbell truly did build something there in Detroit. I mean, Dan Campbell's one hell of a coach, I tell you what. I mean, because I was pretty much ready to say that they're going to be like a playoff team, but nothing crazy. They're going to probably win like 10 games, sort of be in the mix. But no, I think they're back to the top tier. Even though what we saw week 1 is the Packers are better than right now. But I honestly, and this is more of an overreaction than anything, I think that Detroit might even, like if the Packers have to play them again, I think Detroit will win, which they do, obviously, but I don't know when that game is going to happen. Let's look here and see when that game is going to happen because, like, I think Detroit's going to win. Now, granted, that game will be in Detroit, so that will help them in the sights a bit. I want to see when's that game because, like, Detroit's next game is against the Browns, which that should be an easy win. But yet again, the Packers thought the same thing, so maybe not. All right, so they don't play the Packers again until I think Thanksgiving. So there you go. We're gonna find out Thanksgiving on how much, and by then we should know how well these teams are not, how well these two teams are. But yeah, I was super impressed by Detroit's performance. They just kept running the ball. All they did was just run, and like literally on one drive, they ran the ball like 11 or 12 times, which was insane. Because the Bears did a similar thing with the Cowboys. They ran like 11 or straight 12 run plays. Or I feel like if you do that to a defense, it just like moralizes. You're like, holy shit, can they just like stop running the ball for a second? It just shows that Detroit's like, we're gonna keep running the ball, and we want you to stop us from running the ball. That just shows you that like they just got grit, dude. They just got grit. Detroit's got grit. So for other things on the Detroit side of things, I mean, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are probably the best running back duo tandem they got in the NFL for sure. Amon St. Brown's really good as always. Jared Goff's like a top 10 quarterback easily. And then I had a little hesitation about their defense, like because like here's the thing about week 1, we always overreact to week 1, right? And then after having to watch that performance in week 2 against my Bears, I was like, well, maybe their defense isn't all that bad. But I feel like the pass rush was played phenomenal. They stayed in the rushing lanes to get to Lamar like 7 times, which is great. You want to see that out of your defense, especially when you're playing Lamar. But yeah, those are I would say those 3 teams. I mean, I don't want to include the Packers, but I guess if you wanted to, I guess you could. So yeah, I would have included the Rams, but they just lost to the Eagles, and I feel like there's some question marks with the Rams as well. So yeah. As for the Ravens side of things, obviously they're now 1-2. Things are not looking good. You lost to 2. So your 1 win is against the Browns team, who is not good, obviously. And it's like thinking, like you have a good team. Like after that week 1 loss to Buffalo, I would have, I came on the pod and I said they're one of the best teams in the NFL. There's no questions. They just played another freaking good team against the Buffalo Bills. Football game. It's a classic Sunday night game where they happen to collapse or something like that. But I would have, like, the Ravens are fine. But now I'm having a little hesitance and maybe some questions about the Ravens. I think their offense is fine. I think they can score whenever. My only problem is if it gets to the fourth quarter, are they going to shoot themselves in the foot and have some type of late turnover that's not that you don't want. Like obviously Derrick Henry's fumbled the ball twice now. He's had, I guess the stat is he's had 3 straight fumbles in the fourth quarter of the season, which is not good. You don't want to see that out of your lead running back. And like their defense, I think has a bit of concerns. I mean, if you're letting offenses like the Bills and Detroit score about damn near 40 points, that's a problem. I feel like that's a problem. I mean, like I said, I don't think the offense is the issue. I think it's the defense, if anything. Like we're so used to the Ravens having like an elite offense, elite defense, not really letting other teams score. But I feel like the past couple of years, at least last year to this year, and maybe a little bit into the year prior, somewhere in this 2-year window, the Ravens defense hasn't necessarily played up to the level of standards of like playing excellent defense and like playing good football. So it's going to be interesting to see, because I understand there were some injuries to the defense, but like, holy cow, you can't just let somebody's offense like run for nearly 200 yards of offense on you. You can't just let Detroit just run, like dominate the line of scrimmage and run for like damn near 200 yards. I mean, actually it was like 225, but either way. So yeah, I feel like if you're a Ravens fan, you are, but luckily, because like next week you do have to play the Chiefs, and obviously I feel like, because now the conversation is going to be whoever loses that game, are they going to miss the playoffs? Which team would you trust the most at 1-3? Which is going to be a very intriguing game. Cannot wait to see how that game comes. Who comes out of that game? Because I think if the Ravens lose that game, hypothetically, let's just say they lose that game, right? And they're 1-3. I still think they'll probably make the playoffs, because you know why? Because they're in the NFC North. I don't think the NFC North is all that great. Because now with Joe Burrow being out and the Steelers aren't, I think the Ravens are simply better than the Steelers, even though their record would say they're not. But I would say that the Ravens have a better chance of winning that division than they do if you're the Chiefs. Because if you're the Chiefs and you lose that game, you got a bit more of a hill to climb, because I don't think you're going to win that division if you start 1-3. I think you would have to be a wild card team, because I don't think you're winning that division, because the Chargers already have a 3-game lead in that division. So yeah, it's going to be a very intriguing game for sure, because I really don't know. Because like I think the Ravens are probably going to win that game, because I can see them scoring points. I don't see the Chiefs scoring any points. Like they can score, don't get me wrong, but maybe the Ravens defense is that bad that they'll make the Chiefs look good again. Man, the Chiefs are back. Their offense is good. But in reality, I don't think the Chiefs offense is that great yet, because obviously they have some injuries. Yeah, I'm very intrigued about that matchup, but we'll talk about that matchup later in the weeks. Hopefully that show will come out on Friday at the preview show. Holy shit, was this microphone not on at all? Oh my God. I've been talking into my laptop this whole freaking time, and now my thing's on. Holy Toledo. Okay, wow. Went like 10 minutes without realizing my microphone was not on. Good to know. I usually do like a little test thing, but now I guess I got to do it all. I guess I got to really double check. I was 10 minutes in. I'm not going to stop recording, because I've already done like different takes. So I'm just going to keep going. We're just going to keep going. Other news in the NFL world, Jaxson Dart's going to get his first start against the Chargers, which I wouldn't want. If I was a Giants fan, I wouldn't necessarily want him to start against the Chargers. But at the same time, I heard this take out there that's like, well, you're going to eventually have to start him eventually. Just start him. Who cares if he has to play a good defense or not? You want to see what the kid's got. You got to see what he's all about, regardless if he plays the worst defense or the best defense, he's going to play the best of the best. You're in the league. So, I mean, it's just like obviously we all talk about not ruining the kid's confidence or ruining him for the next regime or whatever. You don't want to like put him out there just to put him out there and see what he's got, just save your job. Because I don't know. Because like I used to have the thought that Brian Dable was a good coach, but now I'm starting to think I don't think he's that. Like I think he's a good offensive minded. Like if he wasn't just a head coach and just strictly an offensive minded coach, I think he'd be good. And I think he would be a good. If he had like Josh, like I think he was the Bills OC before he took the Giants job. I think he was like, if he had that type of talent of Josh Allen or just any like top 10 quarterback, I think they'd be awesome. I think that offense would be elite. And so I'll be curious, or I'll be very interested to see how Jaxson Dart's going to look against the Chargers, because obviously the Chargers defense looks pretty good so far, and the Chargers and the Bills are definitely in their class of their own as of right now in the AFC, looking pretty good. Let's see, is there any other Any other NFL news? Nick Bosa tore his ACL. If you have already seen that yet, it sucks. I feel like the Niners are just cursing. They're just keep constantly having some type of injuries, which is kind of crazy that a team like them just can't find ways to stay healthy. There's always some type of injury. I just don't get it. Obviously, with Brock Purdy being hurt so far, Kittle being hurt, Nick Bosa now. I think there's probably another one in there as well. I just don't understand how they can't stay healthy. So it's mind-boggling what the Niners health staff or training staff is doing to them to keep constantly getting hurt. But I understand that it's football and injuries do happen, but it's just kind of weird that shit just keeps happening to them. I feel like they're slightly cursed or they're either cursed or something. Somebody did something to them and they've now are having to face the consequences. So I don't know what happened to them. Any other NFL news? I'm trying to think if there's any other NFL news besides those two things. Let's see. Let's look at the NFL top news here. Let's see. Jaxson Dart. Let's see. Yep. So let's see. We got that thing. That's not really something. Sacking Dak Prescott would be a bittersweet for Micah Parsons. I'm just reading an article here from ESPN. The two-time All-Pro rusher downplayed his upcoming return to Dallas and expressed his feelings about a potential taking down his friend, a former teammate, in a conversation with the Associated Press on Tuesday. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here's this quote. Okay, it's going to be painful, Parsons told AP, about getting a chance to sack Prescott. That's my guy. He was always a good mentor for me, but you know how it is. He always told me if I ever face him, it's going to be a great matchup. I'm so excited to see what Sunday brings itself. So there you go. Any other NFL news to talk about? The Texans release Gardner Johnson. Is it Sauce Gardner Johnson? Is that how you pronounce it? Oh, CJ Gardner. God, I don't know why I thought Sauce Gardner. No, it's just CJ Gardner Johnson has been released after 3 games. I also saw like there are some teams out there that are going to be looking to make some going to try to make some upgrades at the position, because I saw the Eagles are going to be monitoring like the cornerback position just because the other cornerbacks for them kind of sucks, so they might go and trade for somebody or something like that. And then there's also the Browns, after they lost one of their offensive linemen, they might be looking into trading for somebody. So it'll be kind of interesting to see and what the because I feel like there are going to be some trades be happening here pretty soon. Obviously, with the whole Jake Browning thing, I don't think we should be giving on Jake Browning just yet. If you're a Bengals fan, don't give up on him. Or the national media, I should say, shouldn't just be bashing him too much. I understand he didn't play all that great. I didn't get to really watch the whole game because I was at work at that time when the Vikings game was happening. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, you just gotta we'll see what happens this week when they have to play. Who do they play this week? Who do the Bengals play? They play, if I can get the score here. Let's see. They play. Who do they play? Well, they play on Monday against the Broncos. Well, there you go. Guess we'll find out Monday night against the Broncos. Any other newsworthy things to sort of talk about? I'll just circle back about the whole Jaxson Dart thing. But mainly it was just about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson sort of put a bow on it. I don't know what happened to Russ. Like, ever since he left Seattle, it just has been bad. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get why all of a sudden he's playing bad football. Like, I don't get, is it because, like, he's, like, why did he start playing bad football? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, he was so great in Seattle. And maybe, the old saying is never green, or the pasture's not always green once you leave. Or I can't remember the old saying is. It's something to that. It's something to that effect. Or it's the pastures, or is it something to do with the pastures always not ever green? Or now I'm curious. Now I gotta look this up, or it's gonna bother me. Let's see. The pasture isn't always green. Let's see. Nope. I don't think I spelled pasture right. I spelled passion, not pasture. Or is it more of a, it's never greener on the other side? I don't think that makes any sense whatsoever. It's never, I give up. I'm not going to find the quote. I'm sure somebody that's listening to this or watching this is probably screaming at the screen right now saying, "You fucking idiot, it's this." Or listening to this, yelling in their car saying, "It's this, Chandler. It's not that hard. Just remember the quote." I wish I could. I'm so sorry. But yeah, all right. I think that's pretty much it, the sports-wise, that I wanted to sort of get out there. Because I didn't want to do the whole recapping all the week 3 games just because it's already Wednesday. And I feel like everybody's sort of either heard or has typically listened to a show that they listen to hear all the recap and stuff. And I would have done one, and I had a day off that day, and I was going to do it, and I wasn't able to do it because this household sometimes is unpredictable on things when things are going to happen, because people were home and I couldn't really do it because I like to do it when no one's here, and then that way I don't get bothered or I don't hear any noise. So yeah, I wanted to do it yesterday as well, and then I was like, all right, I'll just do it yesterday, which was Tuesday, and I still couldn't do it then because I was what was I doing yesterday? Because I didn't have to go to work until 3, but like I kept getting once again, I swear, people in this household can just interrupt me whenever. So I just can't wait to finally get out of this house and have a place of my own, so that way I can just do the pod whenever I want instead of having to get brutally interrupted anytime I want. Anyways, speaking of that, having a place of my own, this was sort of one of the things I wanted to talk about outside of the sports world just a little bit, just about me. I found that looking for a new apartment and trying to apply to places is a little bit more difficult than I initially thought it was going to be. So like probably like about a month ago, I started to apply to one. It might be a little bit less than that now, but no, it was probably about either way, it's been about 3 weeks and I applied to probably one apartment place. And they ask a lot of questions. They're just like, here's this, here's that. Do you make this amount of money, or do you make this, or do you have this? Convicted a villain. Have you done this? Have you done that? I'm just like, geez Louise, why you need to know so much information? Like the whole money thing, I get it. Like if you don't make a certain amount of money, you can't really afford this place, which obviously they don't want you to be living in their apartment place and and not being able to pay for the rent or whatever. But it's just kind of crazy. And it's mainly partially my fault that I have a job that doesn't pay me enough money. And I'm looking for another job out there, and it's not going well so far, trying to just get some type of interview or get a response back. I applied for a different job already, and haven't heard back from that one yet. I'll have to apply for another job here in the next day or two, because I generally do not like the job that I currently have right now. I generally do not like it anymore. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the people that I have to work with sometimes. I'm not having a good time whatsoever. The people that I have to deal with on a daily basis. I mean, some of the customers, I'm just like, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of, like, I'm chill with some of the coworkers that I'm with, but like there are some that I'm just like, I'm fucking done. Like I don't want to. If I could go a day without having to listen to, I would say names, but God forbid they see this. But yet again, they're never going to see this because they don't know really much about me. You know what? I'm just going to say his name. Fuck it. I don't really care. I don't like the guy anyways. If I have to hear Blake one more time, or have to work with Blake one more time for about, I shouldn't say one more time because I'm probably have to deal with him tonight because I have to go to work today, but have to deal with him, I'm sure. I just meant more like one more month of having to work there, I might lose it. I generally might lose it. I might just be like one day, just be like not show up to work and just be done with them and just be like, yeah, I'm done. Cause I'm just so done with work. Like I just want to find a different job. I just want to do this for a living. I just want to do like the whole, like create content and talk about sports the whole time. Just do this for a living. But I know this doesn't really make any money whatsoever. But if I did this enough, maybe it would, but I definitely wouldn't, because I don't think I don't have the viewership nor the sponsorships that you would need to do this a little bit more often than I do. This is just more of a on the side, just for free, for fun, and maybe to show future potential job people that in the sports world be like, hey, I can do a podcast, I can do this, I can create videos, do talk for about an hour, do fun stuff. So I just need another like job just to get me into a more freeing space than what I'm at right now. Cause like I said, I have to deal with Blake, have to deal with the guy named Colt that sometimes is chill and cool, but other times I'm annoyed of him as well, just because he does so much annoying shit that he doesn't realize that's annoying to me, but he thinks it's funny, which it is, but it isn't. It's just like I have to balance with that goofball of a man, because like if I really want to go on a rant here with all the coworkers that I have, there's Blake. He's annoying as hell. Like having to deal with him, just he's so He's so loud. He's so loud. I don't understand why he's so loud. And he just has like he's like it's so hard to explain Blake. It really is. He's so oh my god. I wish I had the words to explain him. One, he's annoying. Two, he's like he's not 40 yet. He's like 30. He's in his late 30s. And he acts like he's still he still acts like he's in high school sometimes, just the way his behavior is, just or he'll be mad about something that he should not be mad about. Like, dude, you're overreacting and being mad about something. And like, he acts like he's such a nice guy. And sometimes he is. And don't get me wrong. There are moments where he's very nice, but there are moments where I'm like, dude, you're playing a character. You're not actually nice. You're a fucking psychopath. You're not actually a nice person. You act like you are, but you're not really. Like, it's just crazy to me. And then there's Garrett, he used to be the main guy, but now he's not, because now we hired a manager that works there, and he's just like, I don't really mind him sometimes. I can deal with his bullshit sometimes, but other times it was like, dude, chill out. Because like if you had to work with him, you would think he's a total asshole, which I wouldn't disagree with you. He is, but like he is who he is. Like it totally. Like I said, I really don't mind Garrett, even though he can be sometimes like a butthole. But yeah, he's something. And then there's Colt, who I used to be cool with, and I still am kind of in a bit, but I'm kind of annoyed with him too. Like I'm just annoyed of that entire place. Because like Colt and I will talk sports, and we'll talk some random other things, like the comic book world, or what's going on with or talk movies or shows or anything else that's finds as intriguing. But like here lately, he just keeps pushing buttons. I'm like, dude, stop pushing my buttons. Even though he does it as a bit, he doesn't really intend to push my buttons, but he knows what he's doing. Like the only people that I've so far have gone along with are the girls or the women that are working there, because they're chill, they're cool, because they're Trish is cool. I got no beef with Trish. Trish is awesome. So and then there's another older lady named Angie. She's chill. So like I said, I have no problem with the women that work there. It's just mainly the men. The men are just terrible. And so yeah, I wanted to bring this up. Okay, about just a little bit about that whole dating life thing. So the day before Friday, I've been talking to this girl, messaging with her, trying to get to know her, all that stuff. I met her through one of the apps, one of the dating apps, and trying to get to know her and all this stuff. And then the day, I think it might have been like Wednesday or Thursday before Friday, she like asked me what I was doing this weekend. I said, not much, probably just gonna stay home and watch some football or something like that. Oh, she's like, oh, well, that doesn't sound fun. You should come out with us. I'm celebrating my birthday. I went, oh, okay, well, sure, I guess you can bring some of your friends. I was like, you know what? I don't really get out the house very much. So sure, why not? I texted some of the boys. I said, hey, I got this girl that she wants to that she invited me to come out, have some drinks with, and she told me I should bring some of my friends along, and I brought two of them. So I brought me, my cousin, and then my friend Ben, and so I was still at work, so I wasn't gonna meet up with her until like probably like 10. So I got off at work, I get home, I put on a new shirt and all that. I waited for the boys to get back from the movie, because they already planned about going to a movie that day anyways, so they want to go watch like the whatever it's called, is in the walk or mile walk or something like that, where if you stop walking you die or something like to that effect. So they do that, and try to think. So yeah, they get to my place, and we get there, and we went to the bar first to get some drinks, and then I was going to text her, see if she was there or not. And then I think as we were waiting for a drink, I kind of like glanced over, and then I think I saw her just based on the pictures that I've only seen. And I was like, oh, I think that she's over there. But I still texted her, I texted her, being like, hey, are you here? Where are you at? It took her a minute to like respond, and she's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm like, okay, I'm at the bar. She's like, gotcha. That's all she said. She's like, gotcha. I'm like, okay. Again, this is from my point of view. So if you guys think that I'm overreacting to if you want to call it a date or just more of a get together, then by all means, you can sound off in the comments and tell me that I'm in the wrong and all that. So anyways, back to the story. So I get a drink, but then I see one of my old friends I haven't seen in a while at the bar as well. And then I was like, oh shit, hey, what's up, man? So I got to talk to him, and there was another guy with them that I'm pretty good friends with as well. I talked to them for a little bit, get to catch up, see how life was going and all that, and eventually got done with them. I was like, all right, I'll catch up with you later. I'm gonna go find this girl that I'm supposed to meet up with. I found a table. I text her again, be like, hey, where are you at? Or where are you at in this place? So she like sends me a video of where she was at. I was like, okay, I know where that is. So we started walking over there, and I went based off picture. I tried to be like, all right, because like from the videos that she took to where she was, she sent me a video of her, but now it was one of her friends that hold the phone and took the video. So I went, are you her? And she went, no. And she pointed to the girl next to her. Oh, so I mistaken her for one of her friends by accident. Oh, and maybe that was a red flag to her, but it didn't seem like it because, like, one, she had a few more drinks in there and she kind of laughed it off. But maybe it was a red flag to her, and that's why the night didn't go as well. So, anyways, so I mistaken her for one of her friends, but then we started to chit chat for a little bit, and then she said, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back." I said, "Okay." So I waited for her to get back from the bathrooms, and next thing I know, I see her over at the pool table that's just probably like about 5 feet away from me, and she's over there playing pool or whatever, and she's talking to some other people. And I thought she said she was coming back here. I thought she was gonna, I don't know. So maybe I misread it. Maybe I misread the situation. Maybe I was supposed to go to her, and I thought she was at least gonna come back and be like, "Oh, hey, we're gonna go over to the pool table now." But no, she didn't. She didn't even do that. Maybe she took like one good look at me and she's like, "Oh my god, this guy's not even that good looking." Maybe maybe that was the whole situation. But I was like, that's kind of interesting that she didn't even bother to like, say, "Hey, I'm over here now." Just she's like, "Oh, hey, come on over, play pool with me." No, she didn't even do that. So I was like, okay. So I went back over to the bar, just get another drink, and then I was telling my friend about it, and he's kind of like, "Yeah, this is kind of bullshit, man." I thought this is sort of the same thing. Again, look, I haven't dated in a while. I've been single for a very long time, so I might be out of the whole dating game thing. I might be out of touch a little bit, but I felt like, from my point of view, I wanted her to like come back to me and like be like, "Hey, we're gonna do this," instead of me coming to her. Maybe she wants a man that does that. Maybe she wanted a man that comes to her and not her come to me. So maybe she wanted to show some dominance. I don't know. But yeah, I felt like the whole night just didn't really go as well. Because like once I kind of brushed her off for a minute, I was like, and just went back to talking to my old pal, and I was like, kind of just talking about the whole situation. He was on my side, at least. That's what his thoughts were. And look, she seemed like a very nice girl, very lovely. I do wish her the best of the world, but yeah, I don't see any more future get-togethers or dates with her anytime soon. Because like it is Tuesday. We have not talked since that night, so it's been about, so let's see, 5 days now. It's been about roughly about 4 to 5 days since she has sent me anything, nor did I intend to send her anything, because the next day I was gonna see if she was gonna like say something to me, but I knew she wasn't, so I was gonna wait and see. I was gonna play the long game, and she still hasn't, and nor do I intend to send her anything. Be like, "Hey, what's up?" I don't know if I feel like it. So I'm back. I'm still back on the market now, looking for a new companion or a new friend. So ladies or gentlemen, wait, why did I say that? Wow, that's awkward. Okay, so gentlemen, if you have any single friends that are girls that are looking for somebody, send them my way. The dating life's a bit complicated, I tell you what. Seeing some of my friends dating and now some of them getting married. Shout out my friend Ryan, who got married like 2 weeks ago now. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks now. Or wait, but I meant last week. Was it last week? No, wait. Yeah, either way, 2 weeks ago. Shout out to him. Shout out to him and his wife, Bella. I mean, because like, you see some of my friends, when you scroll on the socials, you see some of your friends or old friends or friends that are in relationships, and you're over here just like, shit, I haven't really done much. Now, granted, some of the other friends are dating either, so it's just like I just gotta find some. I just gotta like I got to be out there more. I got to get out to the bars, or I just got to be. I guess I'm gonna be more active on the social. I shouldn't say shows, but on the apps, and maybe take some better pictures of myself, or I don't know. Maybe you just got to be more authentic. I guess I don't know what the deal is. Maybe they should ask like a dating expert. Maybe I need to get like a dating expert on the podcast here and just talk about dating and figure out how does one date? How does one in my generation, the Gen Zers, find any dates or just find people to date? But so far, I'm over 2 on girls named Payne, so that's gonna be a red flag for me for sure. So I do not intend on ever dating a girl named Peyton. So yeah, maybe I don't know where I would even look to find any person that knows how the dating life works. So I don't even know where to begin on that. Because yeah, the dating life in 2025 is a bit rough. Because like some of my friends have been, a lot of them have been dating their significant others for like a long time. Either they met him through college, or they either met him through, because like one of my other friends, met his, or is married to his wife. They've been married, or God, what's the word I'm looking for? My friend who's now married to his wife have been together since high school, or they were on and then they broke off and then they got back together. I can't remember if it was during high school or during college, but either way, they've been dating. They've been together since high school, and then there are others that found their significant others during college. So I feel like I missed my window with the whole finding someone in college thing, because obviously I did not do a very good job, even though I was sort of talking to one girl in college, but that didn't necessarily. I think we were hanging out for about a good 2 weeks, but obviously nothing really happened after that, because I think she kind of stopped talking to me, which is fine, I guess. So yeah, dating's kind of tough for your guy chance. So yeah, maybe and hopefully the boys and I will be going out a little bit more often. Maybe we'll just kind of just shoot our shots and just be like, hey, how you doing? Do the old Joey from Friends, be like, how you doing type of deal. I don't know. So, because I told my cousin who's not really on the apps, I'm like, dude, you got to get on the apps. You at least got to put yourself out there, because if you don't put yourself out there, how the hell are you going to find a girl? So he needs to, but he's the type of person that he doesn't really take much pictures of himself, but when he does, it's with fishes, and I feel like all he has is pictures of himself with fishes. I was like, all right, because he's got his brother who's gonna get married sometime later, and I was like, dude, when you're at the wedding, just take a bunch of pictures of yourself and you're nice with yourself. So hopefully you can, because I told him you're allowed to at least have 1 or 2 pictures of yourself with fishes. So maybe you could take a bunch of pictures of himself at the wedding, hopefully. And plus, they're gonna be in Hawaii for the weddings. Their pictures are gonna be great for the profile. He's got to take pictures there. So yeah. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? I wanted to circle back just a little bit, since we're on the topic about seeing some old friends and all that. What's crazy about seeing old friends in random places that you just don't necessarily expect, even though we all are, we're all living in, we don't live that far away. It's not like we're all in different areas, or we all live like in different states or anything like that. We all live in the general area. We just don't hang out very often. So it's just good to see the boys, like anytime you see one of your boys out there in the wild, you're just like, oh shit, hey, what's up, man? And then you just kind of just act like you've never missed a beat, or you just like, it's crazy, because it's really like you just, you catch up a little bit, and see how things are going, how life's going, all that other stuff. You ask questions a little bit, but otherwise it's just like you never really skip a beat, and you just act like it's the good old days, because like I miss my boys sometimes, I miss my friends sometimes. I wish I would, reach out more and just be like, hey, how's it going? Just see how things are doing. It's just like, once you get out of like in the high school and college environment, you kind of you're so busy with your life, and you just kind of forget to like, ask your old friends. You're like, hey, how's it going? Because like, you see their lives either through, through social media, or like Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. You gotta just see how their life's going. And most of the time you're happy, because like, I'm always going to be happy for my boys. I'm always going to be happy about their lives, and I'm always going to root for them, and I'm always going to be supportive and all that other stuff, because I want the best for them. I really do. I want the best for everybody, because it's just like why wouldn't you want the best for your boys? If they're gonna support you, I want you guys to be supportive of me. Because like I said, I wish sometimes we could just chat more often. I wish we could just reach out to one another and check up on each other. Just be like, hey, how's it going? How's life going? But we're guys, and it's what guys do sometimes. We just don't necessarily reach out to one another or check in. Because like prior to like 2 weeks ago with my cousin who just got married recently, because like I'm really close to his brother. I'm not necessarily as close to him, but we're chill. We'll chill. But yeah, I mean, because we're the same age and we're one day apart from each other birth wise, which is funny that he's a day older than me. Fun fact. But yeah, I mean, because prior to that, I haven't really done like a whole, like, we haven't really seen each other or nor talked very often. The only time that I really talked to him is either like during, like, because we're in the same football league, either during football season or our birthdays, when we say happy birthday to each other. So that's about the only time I really say how things are going. I wish I was a little bit better about like just reaching out, just be like, hey, how's it going? But like, I don't know, I really wouldn't know what to say, because we're guys, and it'd just be like a short conversation, and it'd just be like, because it would just be like a boring conversation about nothing if we just texted. I'd almost be better if it was like like person to person type of deal. If we were just at a bar, just sitting, kind of just had a few drinks, just chit chatting, watching something on the screen. But yeah, I mean, because like there are other friends out there that I wish I could just, I would wish I would just reach out and be like, hey, how's things going? Type of deals. But I don't think that's gonna happen, because once again, we're guys, so it's just how life works sometimes with guys. And girls are way better about just reaching out to their friends and just seeing how things are going for them, and then they'll comment on all their Instagram posts and be like, oh my gosh, this, that. Or guys won't really comment on anything, because I don't know, it's just how life works. Because like, really, I only like probably message, like, I have like two group chats that I use, or that I'm in, that I'm active in. And then there are, because like there's one group chat that I'm active in that I have some of my old friends, or I shouldn't say old friends, because they're still friends of mine. They're just, I don't know, I wish I had a better word for it. Just friends of mine from like that, or from my high school friends or college friends or something like that. Because like once in a while I'll talk to, because there's one college friend I haven't really talked to in forever. I just wanted to see how he's up to. And my old roommate, I wanted, there have been times I wanted to like text him or be like, hey, how's life going? How you doing? But once again, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But yeah, because like there are certain like college people that you meet in life that you want to like check on and just be like, hey, how's it going? How's life? Things are going okay for you? But yeah, because like it's just weird. Life's just complicated sometimes, with friends. Because I feel like if you got that core friend, that best friend or core friends, a group that you just never stop talking to, like hold on to that, just like treasure it, man. Just treasure it, man. Because I get in a deep thought about just like maybe just being better about just reaching out to people. But I know I'm not going to do it, even though I really want to. I really want to reach out to some of my old friends. I want to reach out to, like, I talked to my old roommate from Iowa State a bunch, or not, I shouldn't say a bunch, but once, we're pretty active about, checking on each other once in a while. Because like either I'll text him about like some soccer stuff, or I'll send him like some like funny memes or something like that. But otherwise, we don't talk anything else. But because like because recently probably like months ago, one of my old friends who's also a Bears fan, he was asking me about, the whole Micah deal. And that probably prior to him texting me at all, it was probably the last time I probably texted him was probably like a year prior to that. Because like I probably texted him something about football related, but otherwise we just don't, like, I don't really ask him, like, I don't really, because like guys, I'm not going to text my friend like, hey, how's your day been? How's it going? Like, I kind of wish there was a better way of just asking how. Now, granted, I'm like a lot closer to that Bears friend than if I would just text my old college roommate from freshman year and be like, hey, how's life going? Because I probably should reach out to him, just be like, hey, how's life going, man? Hope just be like, hey, how's life going? Hope everything's going well. Because I know he's married to his high school sweetheart. And there's another guy from my freshman year in college that I should probably reach out and just like, everything good? Because I know I'm pretty sure he lives in Texas now, which is kind of crazy. And then, I met some other friends or some good people that I met in freshman year in college that I wish I could just reach out to. Just be like, hey, how's it going, man? Hope life's going well for you. Because like freshman year, I went to a small college and I got to be part of the basketball team a little bit. I wasn't like physically on the team. I was just like a helper / manager, and I got to be pretty, good companions with a lot of the basketball players on there. They would say hi and all that other stuff and be pretty chill. And they would let me hang out with them a bunch. And obviously I was a lot closer to one of the guys on the team than some of the others. But once again, because funny enough, I actually saw one of them not too long ago at a baseball game in like Kansas City, because he's from the Kansas City area and he actually works for the Royals. So shout out Q. Well, his nickname is Q, but his name is Quentin. So shout out Quentin, who works. I think he still works for the Royals. I have no idea, but it looks like he's like a videographer or photographer for them or something like that. I saw him like walking around the stadium because I was doing something, and then I just happened to be like, "Is that who I think it is?" And then I yelled at him, and he turned around and he's like, "Oh shit!" So yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff who you just run into sometimes in life. Because So yeah, wow, I can't believe I just did all that for like 55 minutes, just like talking about all that stuff. So I thought for a second there I was gonna get emotional just talking about my boys, because I love my boys, I love my friends. I truly wish nothing for the best for them. And then because like in my head, when I was thinking about doing this portion of the episode, when I was talking about my friends, I was just gonna get emotional. I was gonna make like a sick, sad edit about it, stuff like that. Would be like shout out, because like I was gonna run down the list of shout out to all my friends and be like shout out Ryan, shout out Anthony, shout out Nathan, shout out Matt, shout out the other Matt, and then just like go the list and on, because like I said, I truly do wish the best for all of them. I love them to death. I do anything for them. Like if they ask me, like tomorrow, they ask me for a favor, but like, yep, absolutely, I will do anything, because I love them. I love them that much, because we're tight. Like I want to, like, because like going to a wedding, recently, I was thinking about it, like what friends I would bring. I wish I could just bring them all, but like obviously you can't bring them all. So I have mentally made a list of all the friends I want, all the close friends that I've made in the past that I would definitely want at the reception, just crushing beers and having a hell of a time. Just wish, or not wishing, but like just having a moment, just being with the boys, So yeah, I mean, life's weird sometimes, life's weird sometimes. Because like, if you would have told me like 5 years ago that I'd be doing a podcast, I would have told you that that you're crazy. I don't even know how to start one. And then here I am now, and talking into the microphone, talking about life, sports, and wish I had or if you would have told me like 10 years ago, like back when I was in high school, like 10 years ago, that, once you leave high school, you're not going to see your friends a lot. You're like, of course I am. I'm going to see them all the time. I mean, sure, we're going to be going out to college, but like, we're not going to be that far from each other. But, sometimes you just got to like treasure really treasure those moments, like in high school when you're all with your high school buddies, just like just like never let it go, just like really cherish those moments, and like never always bring those good memories up, even good or bad, regardless of what the situation may be, because like there are great moments I've had with my friends back in high school, and there are other moments that I had with them in college, and the college moments as well when I got to visit them in college. And I hope there are other great moments I get to have with them in our later years in life, stuff like that. Because like I don't know, it's just like friends are so complicated, I tell you, because like once you get to this sort of age, I feel like you only have a certain amount of friends that you either talk to or you hang out with. And I feel like the Gen Zers are better about still being friends from high school than maybe some of the older generations are. But I get it that you don't really get to talk to or hang out with the people that you probably went on to all the time, because like in high school you see them every day for 5 days a week, and then you're either doing sports with them or you hang out with them out after school or before school. So, and then once you leave high school, it's just like you don't really see them that often unless you do a good job of staying in contact with them and you build that relationship up to still being friends with them to this day. Because like I'm sure there are other people from like high school that I wish I could get in contact with. That I'd just be like, hey, how's it going? Because there's like a couple of people in mind that'd be like, I just wish I would just say, hey, how's life going, man? So it just be like that sometimes, you know. It's just like I wish I was a sometimes I wish I was a better speaker about having like a better flow on what exactly I'm trying to say, because like, you know what I'm saying? Because I wish there was another person on the other side of this. Basically, I feel like now I'm just doing like a therapy session right now, just kind of just even letting out my grievance or emotions or whatever out to the public. So, you know, it's just it's life's interesting, you know. So I think that's going to be pretty much it, because I feel like I mean, one, I'm about to hit an hour's worth of content, and I feel like we've done some pretty emotional stuff, and did some real deep diving, and I didn't know I was going to get that personal or that deep with some stuff. But yeah, you know, let's end on a high note here. Let's okay, I do want to talk about this since I have the platform to talk about it. Okay, sort of just to wrap things up and put it on a bow, and you know, do the you know how like on local news or national news, they're like do something, you know, they'll do all the negative stuff first, and then at the very end they'll do something very positive, something to brighten your day up, just to let you know that the world isn't all that bad, just to sort of get on the lighter side of things. You know, going through, you know, through TikTok and like Instagram sometimes, these editors, I tell you, are on another level. They are on a generational run with these TikTok videos sometimes. I mean, there are some videos out there I'm like, holy shit, how did you even do this? It's so good what they're doing right now. It's insane. Like some of the sports edits, some of the other, you know, regardless of the content or whatever genre that it's in, I feel like they're incredible, because like there's that like one Creed one that's had like 20 million views and like a crap ton of likes. It's insane. Like that that video went crazy viral. I mean, there are other videos out there in the world that went crazy viral. It was just, I mean, the edits out there. I wish I could do something like that. I mean, I'm inspired to maybe get to that level at some point, but I just don't have like the I don't know what they use, or what, if they're using like CapCut or using like Adobe, or they're using something. I just don't know what. So it's remarkable what they're doing now. So they are on a different level, that's for sure. Because like, you know what, I'll probably just show the YouTube viewers this video that I'm mainly talking about. Just do like a style like
Baby Creed. Don't call me that. Don't call you that. Don't call you what? You just call me Baby Creed. So don't call me that. Hey fam, dig this. I was showing you love, man. You ain't got to come off like that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's all love.
I know it's cool. You definitely know it's cool.
Now, when you talking to me, you talking real tough. You feel me?
You better talk to your little pretty boy boyfriend, man. You get a VIP pass next to your pop talking to me like that.
What's your name? Creed! I got 100 on my dash, got 200 in my trunk. Name in the grab bags for my trunk. Like a rocker on the top of my binocular trunk.
He's got nothing to lose. The player ain't got nothing to lose. He's dangerous.
I'm dangerous. How can I get make him popular? See, I'm living with anxiety. Ducking that sobriety. Fucking in the system, I ain't fucking with some.
Apollo Creed will be shamed.
Or you lost it. All right. I challenge you for the heavyweight championship of the world.
For you and me.
Run it.
Run it!
And then show the next video on like, I could give you like an example of what the videos look like, because like that video was insane, right? I mean, obviously the audio listeners don't know what I'm talking about, but for the YouTube listeners, that was an incredible video. But like if you're on TikTok, you would understand what I'm talking about. Like these videos are just going crazy. Like like the people that make edits for these are just, they're on a different level. I don't know what they're on, if they're on drugs or what. I don't know what they're drinking. I don't know how they're doing this, but I want someone to teach me how to do what they do, because it's crazy what they do. Now, granted, they do like hours of work on this, and I don't know how they have the free time, if they're doing this for a full-time thing, or if they're just doing it on the offside. And it's just, I just don't, because like when I try to do a video for something else, because like I created like a TikTok account for my fantasy league and try to do some of those videos. It's hard, because it takes me like probably like 10 minutes just to come up with an idea and try to do it, and even try to get to that level of editing. It's hard enough. So it's just like, man, I kind of want to hire one of them just to do my videos for the league that I'm in. So yeah, I mean, it's just like crazy stuff, man. The internet is getting interesting. or at least the TikTok world's getting interesting with these edits. So, I mean, it's just like whomever is making these edits, I hope they're getting hired by other social media companies and sports companies and be like, all right, here's a bunch of money. Take it what you need. So, yeah. All right. I think this could be it for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe and do all the things you need to do for it. Subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to all the audios and all that other stuff. So with that all being said, I'll see you guys next time.